Hi boys and girls, it's time for another story. Today I have another non-fiction story. And this story, Evelyn Davison is the author and the photographer. Remember, in non-fiction books, we don't have an illustrator. Non-fiction books use photographs. And this book, I can tell, is going to be about a bird, but it's about a specific bird. And this bird is called a hummingbird. The title is Hummingbirds. Let's learn some interesting facts about hummingbirds. Here's a picture of a hummingbird getting some nectar from a flower. This is the title page. Wow, look at that hummingbird. He is so tiny that the hummingbird is sitting on top of a pencil eraser. That is a tiny bird. Hummingbirds are little. Some hummingbirds are the smallest birds in the world. Hummingbirds have long beaks. They drink nectar from flowers. They drink nectar from feeders. They eat insects and spiders. Now here's something we haven't talked about before, boys and girls. The author labeled things for us. So the author put the word beak and pointed it to the hummingbird's beak. And she labeled the flower, and she labeled the hummingbird feeder, and she labeled insect, and she labeled the spider. That's to help us know the name of the different items in the photograph. Those are called labels. Hummingbirds fly fast. They can hover like a helicopter. They can fly backwards. Do you remember what I called this part here? That's right, it's called a label. She labeled the helicopter. Hummingbirds make little nests. They use lichen. Some use spider webs too. The author used labels again. She labeled spider web and she labeled lichen. The mother hummingbird lays 2 tiny eggs. Some eggs are as small as jelly beans. The mother hummingbird keeps the eggs warm. Again, she used labels, which I'm glad she did. This is a regular hen egg. So these are the chicken eggs that we eat. This is an ostrich egg, and this is a hummingbird egg. She put those eggs there so that we could compare the size of the different eggs. Baby hummingbirds are tiny. Some are as small as a raisin. The mother hummingbird feeds her babies insects. She keeps the babies warm. A raisin, that's the size of the baby hummingbirds. That is super tiny. In fall, some hummingbirds fly south. They stay there for the winter. In spring, they fly back north to our gardens. The other day, we saw a hummingbird at our hummingbird feeder. It's the first one we've ever seen. We were very excited. So here we are at the end of the story. We haven't done very much talking about this either. This is called the index. It tells us where we can find specific information. If we wanted to learn about babies, we would turn to page 12. If we wanted to learn about beaks, we'd turn to page 4. If we wanted to learn about eggs, we would turn to page 10 and 11. If we wanted to learn about feeders, we'd turn to page 4 and 5. If we wanted to learn about flowers, we'd turn to page 4. And last, if we wanted to learn about nests, we'd turn to page 8 and 9. Again, this is called the index. Boys and girls, I hope that you enjoyed the story. Talk to your family about some fun facts that you learned from this story. Do you remember the size of the hummingbird egg? Do you remember the size of a baby hummingbird? What does the mommy hummingbird feed her babies? Talk to your family about the facts that we learned in this non-fiction book. Last question, did you enjoy the photographs? I thought they were very pretty. Boys and girls, until next time, stay safe and stay healthy.